Hey, BattleTech fans. All right, we've got a ton of news from PAX. Specifically, we know a lot about aces now, and there are a few surprises dropped too. Let's get into it. So we're going to talk mostly about BattleTech aces. I'm really excited for this. I'll tell you what it is and kind of their plans. This is going to be a highlights reel. I'm not going to be able to hit everything that they talked about on PAX, but I'm going to do a great job on aces. Okay, we're going to deep dive into the first box set. And then I'll give you some surprises, other takeaways I had from the PAX news. Most of these around some surprise Force Pack, some board game news, a little bit more. So let's dive in, right? So from Reddit, there's this beautiful high-res picture here. This is what Scouring Sands looks like, BattleTech Aces. This is the first in the BattleTech Aces box sets. And what is it? Yes, it's an Alpha Strike cooperative campaign, as it says in the bottom right-hand corner. Another way to think about this is kind of a narrative module that you plug on top of Alpha Strike that has, loaded term, AI. Basically, it's got some rules in it for how the bad guys react to your cooperative play against them. And yes, made to pair strongly with the Alpha Strike box set. You're supposed to bring about 200 to 400 points of your hero mechs to the table to play against what's in the box, these dirty green turkeys. So that's about 1 or 2 lances, and also obviously recommended for the thieving and the narration. Bring some Ilklin appropriate stuff. Don't have to, but it would be advisable. This is so cool. There are 4 planned box sets. So right now we know Scouring Sands, which pairs with the Tomorrow Rising campaign book and has the Jade Falcons heavily themed in it as the antagonists. The next box set will pair with Empire Alone and will be dealing with Free Worlds League, Wolf, and Steiner. I don't know who they're going to make the bad guy. Box set 3, Dominions Divided. It's going to deal with Ghost Bears, Karita, and Fed Sons. They'll probably make Karita the bad guys, only, you know, we really know. I mean, Ghost Bears, good guys, yeah. Fed Sons actually should be the bad guys. In my world, Fed Sons are the bad guys. Box set 4 is Ilkon's Eyes Only paired. It's going to deal with Star League, Paladins, and Raven Alliance. So, in each of these box sets, you can see from what we are going to get. I'm going to show you what you're going to get in Scouring Sands. Each of these box sets is going to deal with a different terrain and biome, different story, different storyline, different narrative campaign, and linked series of games, and of course a whole bunch of different baddie minis inside there to play with, right? So there's a beautiful full wraparound art now on the box, so the image is bleeding all the way over and wrapping around onto the corners, the top and the bottom. Really nice looking. Card terrain inside here, a scenario book, a rule book, cards, tokens, all the game aids that you need to play it with, right? And those Jade Falcon antagonists. So starting off with the terrain, we have hills, which are essentially strange shaped buildings like the Alpha Strike box set. I believe all of these, I believe this one at least, Scouring Sands, will also make use of the Alpha Strike box set terrain, the buildings and the trees inside of it. So, and you can kind of see these are just funny shaped boxes, but if you place them alongside like that, they make different canyons or they can stack on top of one another. Very cool. The river, this person was really thinking here. You can get 4 feet of river end to end, and it will perfectly terminate flatly on each side with end caps so that you can stretch across a 4-foot by 6-foot gaming table. Look at them. Look at the big old brains there. Good design. On the reverse side of these is also canyons of determined depth by scenario or by players. You know, they could be like come up to the weapons of a mech, so you're entrenched. Very cool. Oh, and yeah, here are those end caps. So one is a flat termination and one is like it's coming out of a spring. Cool. Also a beautiful bridge. The bridge works really well because the structure there for the what do we call that, suspension work can be very blocky like that. Looks really great. It's just wide enough for a single mech to traverse across it. Very cool. Let's talk a little bit about the scenario book and the cards. So the meat of this kind of gives you some setup. You've got a mercenary contract at the beginning to go and do something, gives you some objectives, and then drops you into a first mission and get your feet wet sort of thing, right? And then we're going to ramp up the difficulty. Spiral bound you see there, which is really nice because it can lay perfectly flat on the table. They're working on that. They're hoping they can accomplish that. There's this additional cost with that, right? All of the games link and tell a story throughout. Also, I believe there's talked about objectives or pieces to grab. Different points in the game will make a mech, something will happen to that mech. Or the mech will be presented with choices. You do X, Y, Z, and based on those choices, something good, bad, or ugly could happen, right? Very neat. The commander cards, and I'm going to bring up the mech AI unit cards just in general. So both of these card types together, so you're going to have, my understanding is you're going to be opposing a commander and a set of their units, or maybe multiple commanders and their units. And the commander influences kind of how aggressive, balanced, whatnot. Basically gives an additional flavor to that unit as well. So there are multiple kind of layers and combinations of things that are happening here to influence how for example, the Thunderbolt behaves. Right? The Thunderbolt doesn't just behave the same way all the time, every single game. It depends on who's in command of what lance and what you're facing. Really smart idea there. I love that. So yes, the minis, the Jade Falcon baddies, right? So we talked about the Thunderbolt, and I'm going to show, these are captures from the stream here, the best ones I could grab, and then I've got a cumulative shot from that Reddit picture that's way better at the end. So stick with me here. So we got a Thunderbolt 2C, we've got 2 Fulcrums, we've got a Locust 2C4. That's a horrible shot. That's where you get a Summoner. That's a better shot there. Summoner from the side. Marauder 2C, horrible shot. 2C6. A Rifleman C2. Only the back was worthwhile grabbing for y'all. And then this thing, the Bane 3, which is happy fun time with missiles, bring smiles to all of us. What? That is just gross. Oh, man. And so here it always looks cumulatively on that shot. Much higher res and better, right? So there's the Rifleman, the Bane. I missed the Howler? How did I miss the Howler? Hold on. Rifleman, Bane, Howler, Marauder 2C, Summoner, Locust, Thunderbolt. I missed one. Yes, there's a Howler. Oh, it's because the Howler had 0 good pictures whatsoever for it. So there's one more in here in the list that's not shown there. And the Fulcrums, just, I guess they've got hover? How can they be in that river? It must be a hovery thing. I don't know what a Fulcrum is. Yeah, so release date, we don't know. My guess is late Q3 and Q4. Why do I say that? Because essentially we're looking at a very high quality prototype here, right? In fact, they might be really close to done on all the print assets. They got to figure out how to laser all this card stuff out. Those miniatures right there apparently are done on a high quality resin printer. So all of that has to be kind of souped up. Maybe we're looking at late Q2? I don't know. I think that's optimistic, but I'm gonna let's make a random guess, which I'm always wrong on. Let's go with late Q3 and then late Q4. Yeah, a lot of manufacturing tooling to work out there, and also some odds and ends like that spiral binding and other things, right? What are my thoughts on this? Obviously, this is a game changer, and I'm super excited for it. This gets my family playing BattleTech with me, and that is amazing, right? It's a totally different type of player. Well, not really. It's usually a different type of player wants to play cooperatively. Cooperative games are just much more accessible, right? And we have so many examples of great cooperative games now, and cooperative gaming has kind of like come to the forefront. So I think that's really, really smart that they've done this. I think the care they're taking with the design, the fact that this passes such a, the Christmas morning, can you pull it out of the package and just start playing with it very quickly? Yes, you can, right? This is it's a miniature war game, and yes, it's even got some hobby with the painting associated with it. It's a very low barrier to entry, very gaming friendly. The other thing that they're talking about is making Aces, extending it for classic BattleTech. How ambitious, I think, because of the amount of more choices, the more complexity that's there. But you know what? It should be able to be done. Just adding in a little heat management stuff, some other things that will need to be accounted for, I guess. But yes, Aces looks great. I don't know that I'm gonna grab all 4 of the offerings. I'll definitely be grabbing Dominion Divided though, for sure. And this for Scouring Sands, absolutely, because I want to beat the Jade Falcons. So let's talk. We'll do a little wrap up and surprises. If you stuck with me this long, want to toss me a thumb, comment, whatever. Always enjoy interacting with you all. Yeah. And so what was talked about and actually shown off in the flesh, we got the 3rd Starleague pack, 3rd Starleague Strike Force, whatever it's called. And so that's got these mechs in it, along with that cool J-27 ordnance truck, aka the thing that's gonna go kaboom when I shoot it. Unfortunately, I think the Jackalope has lost his classic ears, and the Lament is the thing that is painted there. That's the closest shot, and as good as you can get off the internet. Yeah, that's got to be dropped right into the Simple Green Sonic Cleaner. Goodbye with that paint job. Even though it looks, even at this horrible picture, like, that's a decent paint job. It's just not in the colors I need it to be in. So, goodbye. Yeah, but cool pack coming, I think, in Q1. Talked a little bit about the weapon emplacements. I've talked about that earlier in news. These are completely different than what they described. I mean, no, we've got just lots of lasers and missiles, and then looks like we do have actually some little machine gun bunker emplacements there as well. That little machine gun bunker emplacement looks like a great little hobby project to try and do, right? Just grab a black plastic base and build that portion on top. Be really cool. I'm interested in trying that out. Yes, Okan's Eyes only there. That's coming soon as well. I didn't pick up on our release date. Said, and I think it might even be this month. Am I crazy? Nah, it's either this month or early Q1, I think. Beautiful shot of the interior artwork there. The space pew battle. And then this little surprise here. The Black Remnant Command Lance. Who knew that Penny Arcade apparently is playing BattleTech and posting a bunch of stuff? I didn't know that. Could shout about that more often there. List. You could also post a heads up video to your YouTube channel that you're going to do a PAX live stream. I mean, typical Catalyst stuff, right? Just so bad on the comms and marketing still. But yeah, this is pretty cool. It's got Cyclops variant in it with a rocket launcher. It's got this blood ass variant with different weapons, Dragonfire, and a Flashman. Cool little box. And board games and other. Oh, I should also say the McCarran's Armored Cavalry things out on Barnes & Noble right now. You can go grab a copy today. $29.99 shipped to your door. Is that free shipping from Barnes & Noble? What do I know? I don't know. I'd go there in person if I really wanted that one. I'm not. But the other thing, talked about the Randall stream before talking about BattleTech Aces. Talked a little bit about BattleTech Command, aka a Command and Colors like BattleTech board game that's been kind of in the works. We don't really know what stage it's at. If you haven't played Command and Colors or Memoir 44, Battle War, one of those types of games, you really ought to. It's super fun. They're card driven. They're really great. I talks about this one an awful lot. the 4X Succession Wars kind of redo game. This is like a super risk BattleTech kind of board game. Also mentioned the Novacat novel, so we could put up the Novacat banner there. Heck yeah. New Mole, or Mule. Lots of activity going on there to stabilize the platform, make the code more modern and robust. Man, I look at BattleTech Aces and just my thought immediately is like, you could give a digital offering, like an access code or something like that from Catalyst Store. Here, punch in this code over on Mole and download new Aces cards. Yeah, I mean, it would be that easy, and man, it's just like printing money. People would buy the kind of narrative stories that they're most interested in, and that would be a heck of a lot of fun. I wouldn't even mind printing things out in black and white, just on regular paper, no problem, to get that. And then, give the narrative campaign booklet. Doesn't have to be in print, could be PDF. Really smart. I could see it going that way. Give it a year or two. Also talked about was the Ghost Bear comic book series. There's a Stackpole and other writers working on the arts coming along with that. That's supposed to be cool in that it's kind of a in the trenches sort of feel. What probably means not mech warriors, probably means infantry folks and big stumpy robots coming to spomp you as the common guy sort of a feel. And I'm excited for that. That's going to be really good. And those are the highlights. Thanks for sticking with me. I hope you enjoyed that. I'll catch you all later. Bye-bye.